Right then, I thought I'd finish off a job that we started last year and did the other side of the marble. You saw how cracked it was, possibly. If not, watch the video. I thought this was okay, this side, and it just needed filling and touching up with the right colour paint. But on further inspection, it obviously wasn't because this bit came out. So I've cleaned up all this ceramic tile down here, which is all intact, which is good. I've got all the old plaster off of these parts. I'm just going to give it a clean up and then glue it back on with what we used last time. This is what we were suggested to use by Laura and Brian. Sorry, Brian. They said it was fine to use this. They rebuilt the fireplace downstairs for us last year. So that's what we're going to use to hold it in place, and then we'll carry on from there. But first we've got to clean up all this years of dust.
Ugh.
Ugh, exactly. Glue at the ready, and I'm going to really smother this. For a bit of luck, put some where I know there's been glue before. Oh, it smells really nice actually, this glue.
Does it?
Yeah, it's quite surprising. It smells like toilet cleaner.
Shouldn't be sniffing glue, Mum.
Right, we did a test earlier of how it went in, and you couldn't put one piece in and then the other. They both had to go in at the same time. So I'm going to have to be a bit clever with this. That's the way. Yes. If I go any further than that, let's line it up with the top of this detail here. I think that's the way that we're going to have to go. There's still a gap down there, so I might run some more glue down there. It's a bit of a messy job, this. I'm going to leave that overnight and come back to filling that tomorrow. So we have special visitors today. Not only do we have Terry and Ash,
the motley crew.
We've got Bob. We've stolen Bob.
Hello.
From America.
I'm here.
And he's come with a very special gift to finish off the salon.
Ah,
yeah.
For you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
So together we've been talking about these finials for the lamps, and we chose between us these, didn't we, Rob?
We did.
So, do you want to do the deed?
Oh.
Let's see if they fit.
Turn this.
Really?
Is it in?
One way to find out.
Ooh, doesn't that look nice?
That's number one.
That's better than these nasty plastic things. I can't believe they came with those.
Well chosen, Rob.
Now for the
Say,
other
well
one.
chosen.
Beautiful, and then match the crystals on all the other lights as well, and the chandeliers.
Yeah, it finishes that off
Yeah.
nicely.
Does that look good from there?
Looks lovely. Would you like to take a seat
I
and
will
admire
take a
it?
seat.
Looks like you're on a scene of Friends there, where you're all sat around the sofa.
This is Joey, and this is
Ross, Chandler.
Ross or Chandler. He's Joey.
It looks lovely.
Rob, they look beautiful. That finishes them off lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Rob.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're part of the chateau now. There's your bit.
There you go.
Right, so we've mixed up the plaster of Paris and I've added some, like I did before, some paint. We've got black, we've got burnt umber, and we've got a tinge of green in there as well. I'm doing this crack behind here first. And then before it's dry, because it dries quite quickly, plaster of Paris. We'll mop it down with a sponge and some water just to get the excess off of the marble. Quite a big gap behind here, so that might need filling twice. But for these bits here, obviously I can't use a scraper because we're getting into the mouldings here as well.
The one on the right hand side you didn't do, did you?
Oh, this? No, that's not my work.
I think you can clearly see it's not your work.
I wouldn't be happy if that was my work, left like that. You can still smell the ash in this fire, although they used to have an open fire, obviously. But I've got my olive oil and lemon juice ready to use to polish up the stove and make it all clean and smelling fresh, I guess. That's what I've been advised to use to make it sparkle. Obviously it's not going to be exactly the same colour yet, but we'll do what we did before and touch it up with some acrylic paint. So the plaster of Paris is now dry and I've buffed it off, got all the pluming off, and now we're mixing up the colour. So we've used white acrylic paint. I've then got this selection of really cheap ones that we used before. I've added black to make the grey. I've then added the brown because you see there's brown in it, and also we put green in it too before. So it's burnt umber and sap green. And we've come up with this colour. Now you do it in a glass pot, you can then see what the colour is inside compared to the marble, if you get what I mean. So this is the colour we've come up with, and the moment of truth. Well, see, I can go over the edges of the plaster and then just wipe it off with a cloth. We've got a little hole there still to fill. I missed that. Might need darkening up a bit, but it will dry differently, and the other side came out perfectly in the end.
I think that looks like a pretty good colour match.
So we'll go over it with that colour, wipe the excess off, and then see how it dries. We're just checking the roof from the inside. It's a really windy day, but it's looking all good. Look at all that, look.
This is all
New
brand new, isn't it?
battens, new slates. This is just the north-east side. You can see this old ladder. It's arched.
Well, it's a good
Listen
sign.
to that wind.
Oh, it's windy, that's why I want to have a good look. But a giveaway sometimes is the fact when you don't see light coming through, which we have, you can see there's no light coming through, which is a good sign.
But what I wanted to show you, I guess that's an old flue. What I wanted to show you, because as I came up the ladder, the old servants' bells that I'd forgotten about. I might get them reinstated for you, darling. As in,
don't.
I'd call you.
You don't need to, you just shout anytime. No, I'm good. I'm glad I come and had a look up this side with this wind and that, but that's good. Very pleased. Okay.
So a friend told me that if you use a half mixture of lemon juice and half of oil, you can just wipe it over with the brush, dab it off with kitchen roll, and it makes it all shiny and new looking. So we're going to give it a go. I think that lemon juice is actually to make it smell a bit better. I'm using this brush so that I'm getting into all the little crevices and the angles of the detail. These are just cheap art brushes I bought, and then we can just throw them away once they're no good. But they come in a range of sizes, so I think I've only bought one set since I've been here, and they've been brilliant for different things. It looks better already, doesn't it?
Smells nice.
Can you smell the lemon?
I can.
But after it's done, and this area is done, I'm going to put some candles in it and make it look nice anyway. So then she said, just dab it over with some kitchen roll. And leave as that, like that, I guess. Get all the excess off. I'm sure it will dry lighter. But that looks good already, doesn't it?
Shiny.
Yeah, so I'll carry on and do the whole thing. I'm just waiting for that to dry so we can do a bit more touching up.
That looks very shiny and glowy.
Shiny and new. It's the only thing around here that is looking shiny and new.
Yeah, definitely not ours.
So obviously you've done half the side, that's all looking very shiny and new. What else can I say? I'm sure after it's dried a bit, it'll dull down. So I'll carry on the other side. Obviously I haven't done the glass. Not quite sure.
I didn't even know that was glass.
It's not, it's called, I think it's called Mirror, M-I-R-A. But I've never been able to get the piece to replace this. I think you can get it in America, but obviously we're not using it as a fire anyway, heater, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm hoping that we can clean this up slightly and then the glow from the candles will come through. They look all romantic. So I finished applying all the lemon juice and oil, and I thought actually instead of just dabbing it all over with the kitchen roll, I thought it'd be a lot quicker and easier to do this. And with a brush, kitchen roll, dab it off.
Very smart.
And then it gets in all the bits and all the nooks and crannies as well.
We like time-saving tricks, don't we?
Yeah. I just cannot get this clean, this mirror plastic. If anyone's got any ideas, that was a much cleaner way for me to do that. Yeah, shame that doesn't stay shut, Adrian.
They look very red.
They're ready.
Ready?
Don't tell Dad. I'll drop one. Look how good they are. First tomatoes.
They look really good.
They're tasty. Tasty, very, very tasty. They're very tasty.
What was that?
It's an advert.
Is it?
Need my apron to put them in that Valeria bought me. As we weren't planning on coming up here.
I thought they were going in dinner.
Oh, sorry. I'm just going to warm myself by the fire. Damn, there's no heat off of it. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything to get this clean. Maybe if someone has any suggestions, they could let me know. So I've been sitting here for a while. It's just not getting warm, you know. It's just not giving off any heat. But it gives a nice ambiance to the room, and I'm sure if anyone who takes over the chateau put candles all around it, makes it very church-like here, it will look very cosy in here. But I'm really pleased with how this black came up with the oil and lemon juice. So for the moment, we've just put a load of tea lights in there. It actually looked quite nice with those openers of the inside of a church.
It's nice actually, isn't it?
But that was I think it was €65 bargain. I'm really pleased with that, even though Adrian never liked it. I think it sits in there just perfectly.
Well, as promised, hallway shown. I just pulled the underlayout, and it does need another coat of Osmo. Well, when we find 5 minutes, or when Carol finds 5 minutes, that will go down, but quite a lot going on at the moment. But I'll just briefly just pop you down to the end. As you know, I showed earlier, the doorway's done, and round to the original kitchen, all finished as well. And I was saying that I actually now am so pleased I didn't mess around trying to put in diamond shapes at the end. I think it works as is, so more than happy with that. So next big job tomorrow will be I'm going to wire up the sconces, which were the 4 sconces on the side of the hallway. Carol and I, we need to chase in the walls, and I need to bring a clean line in and then run that to a 2-way switch. We'll put one actually in the middle of the hallway as you come in through the doorway, and then I'll put one down the end by the staircase. Makes the best place to put it actually. So that's our next job.